Hello everyone, myself Dr. Sivakant Pathak here available with you to see one important topic, that is electric field due to a point charges. This topic we have seen once, but from the view of Gauss theorem we are going to see. So deduction of Coulomb's law from Gauss law we are going to see. So see very carefully, we are going to derive Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law we have seen, but today we will derive the Coulomb's law from Gauss law, from Gauss theorem. Right? To see this, see very carefully here to understand this total fact. Let us consider a charged body. Positive charged body here. Plus Q. Due to this, there is electric field around it. Let us consider point P here. This point P is, let it is here, R distance away from it. We are going to take a small area dA we are going to take here. Here in this, the area vector dA is in this direction. Area vector is in this direction. Let at point P, at point P, a small test charge plus Q0 is placed here. Here plus Q0, a small test positive charge is placed here. Consider Gaussian surface around it. This is what? Gaussian surface, hypothetical surface through which electric flux passes. Gaussian surface is what? See here, what is the Gaussian surface? Through which electric flux phi passes. So consider the Gaussian surface here. Clear? Now we are going to see net Gaussian surface. Not net Gaussian surface, net electric flux phi E d phi E, not phi E, d phi E passes through area vector dA. See, this is a dA. Test charge is kept here. Then electric field intensity is also in the same direction. Positive charge, test charge positive, plus Q0 is kept here. So area vector and electric field, this is electrostatic force acting, repulsive force acting in the direction given here in it. So area vector and this is in the same direction. Now see, net electric flux passes d phi E here. So d phi E is equal to, given by equation, the electric flux into E, and write as equation number 1. Right? Now we can write this equation d phi E is equal to E dA cos theta. Since both are in same direction, so EDA cos 0 are equal to EDA. T phi E is equal to, represented as equation number 2 here. Right? Now this is the net electric flux due to area vector dA. Now total electric flux phi E passes through Gaussian surface. What is the total electric flux passes through the given Gaussian surface here? This total electric flux phi passes through the Gaussian surface is closed surface integral EDA. Clear it is? And now it can be written as E is outside, it is A dA. Since closed surface integral of this Gaussian surface, spherical Gaussian surface, consider around this spherical Q charge. So total surface area is, we are knowing it is 4 pi r square. So it's become E into 4 pi r square. This is total phi E. So this is the calculation here, right? But Gauss theorem speaks that, what is the Gauss theorem speaks? Total electric flux is equal to Q time of epsilon 0, where epsilon 0 is equal to permittivity of free space. Write as equation. Now from equation 3 and 4 compare. E into 4 pi r square is equal to Q by epsilon 0, or we may write E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r square. So this is the formula to calculate electric field intensity we have seen. Actually this is topic. The first topic, that is here see, electric field due to the point charge by Gauss theorem. Now we are going to derive Coulomb force by this. So far Coulomb force, electrostatic force, we can say electrostatic force of repulsion experienced by test charge is equal to Q naught E, Q naught into E. So F is equal to Q naught. E is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r square, or F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q0 by r square. See, this is equation number 6. This equation number 6 is Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law. This is the derivation of Coulomb's law from here. This Coulomb's law is also called inverse square law. What is inverse law? Electrostatic force is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. Right? See very carefully. We have obtained formula of electric field intensity by Gauss theorem in equation 5 and Coulomb's law in equation number 6. See, Gauss theorem is really explain the Coulomb's law. This Gauss law, see very carefully, Gauss law and Coulomb's law. Both laws are similar. Both laws are similar. There is no difference in Coulomb's law and Gauss law. Actually, the electrostatic force is clearly explained by Gauss law. How? Why? What is the source of this Coulomb force? Electrostatic force is the electric flux. In electric flux, wherever this electric field is there, there is electric flux, and when charged body is there, experiences the electric force. Really, this is. These are similar, not independent. They are not two independent law, but both laws is similar. No separate law. Right. One more thing. If inverse square law is here, then Gauss law can be defined. Otherwise, if it is not inverse square law, then cannot be defined. If we take, we can prove by it. If we take Coulomb's law, F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, Q 0 by R cube. In place of, see here, in place of R power 2, if we take R power 3, see, as we are, then see what happened. If we take this, what will be, this is, so let's see how we will do. Phi is given by formula closed integral E dot dA. In that condition, closed integral E, we can take common, it is dA only, right? And if we write E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon Q by RA integral dA, then it will come out 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R cube into total surface area is pi R square. In that condition, total electric flux can be calculated as Q by epsilon 0 into R, which is not Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem is only Q by epsilon 0. No need here required R. So we can say Gauss law is valid only if Coulomb's law obeys inverse square law or vice versa, we can say it. So there is no difference between Gauss theorem and Coulomb's law here, right? So if you have any problem, rewind the video and see what are the things explained by me. Listen very carefully to written words. You can pick up every points in the derivation. Thank you to all and have a nice day.